I also use lunging with a rider, and I have a rider here to demonstrate lunging with a rider. So what we can do is we can do that either with or without reins. Some riders are a little timid to be on a horse with no reins whatsoever, and some riders are very confident. Celia here is very confident, but we're going to demonstrate both options. I have a couple reasons to use a horse on a lunge line with a rider on it. One is to practice a rider's position, but sometimes it's also to help a rider understand the feel. With the side reins on this horse, this has a very, very loose side rein, and the horse is not really taking up much contact. It's in a very relaxed hunter-style frame, evenly trotting. Now, Celia, asking you to take your feet out of the stirrups, please. So as she lets her leg out of the stirrup, if I'm working on position, I sometimes want them to elongate their leg. So she's just going to keep her leg long and let it relax as much as she can without doing anything except deepening her seat. But as she's trotting, we're going to pull her toes up and try to find the stirrup. I like her to do that without pulling her whole leg up. That's a really good exercise to teach people, so if they lose their stirrups on course, then they can learn to retrieve them without totally adjusting their leg position. Now I'm going to tighten the side reins a little bit, and I'm going to take her reins away. Celia, I want you to press him out with your inside leg and try to move him out on the circle without changing his gait. Now slip into the rising trot. And you can see that I'm now on the end of a very large circle. And I want to encourage Celia to feel how she can open and close the horse's stride using her weight. So she's opening his stride, being free and light in the saddle, and closing the leg a little. And when she wants to slow him down, she can slow her post and lower her weight a little bit, and he will slow down on the circle. When we're training hunters, it's very, very useful for a rider to feel how they can use their weight to influence whether a horse is forward or not. Good, and now let's put our hands on our hips and see if we can have that same amount of concentration to the step. We'll ask him to go a little forward, a little more, good, and ask him to come back. Lower your weight. Little voice if you need it. Woo, woo. So he can trot on a very slow trot. Good. So now I'm going to tighten the side reins a little bit more, which is going to give Celia a chance to really feel about him coming into active contact. The rider exercise there is to feel when a horse comes on the bit, that as he comes on the bit, he finds his own freedom from the contact. So this helps provide that sense, trot, trot, that sense that the horse will come on the bit, and it will, if it goes above the bit, it will hit the side reins, and then it will lighten up. In our teaching, we often say, just think of your reins like your side reins. If you're asking him into contact and then he gets light in his contact, then the side reins should become light. So it's very obvious for Celia to feel that when he goes forward, he reaches a little contact of the side reins, and then they become a little bit slack when he drops onto the bit. So we want to engage him a little more inside leg there, Celia. Try to help me engage him. There you go. And now he comes on the bit, and you see how the softening of that inside rein there becomes automatic. Can you see that easily from up there, Celia? Excellent. Now I'd like you to sit the trot, and we're going to go ahead and ask him to canter. And canter. Put your hands on your hips for this exercise. So this exercise is just about her free canter and seeing if she can sit the saddle. On a green rider, I might have them grab a little piece of mane. Let's go ahead and grab a little piece of mane. Further up and get in the jumping position. Pull her seat out of the saddle. That gives them the idea of feeling the oscillating gesture of the head and neck as the horse has its own carriage. Sink back down into the saddle. Go forward back to the mane in the jumping seat. Good. Now see if you can influence him by lowering your weight and seeing if you can get him to come down. Whoa to the trot. Whoa to the trot. Whoa, trot. Rising trot. Good. And whoa to the walk.